Yeah, absolutely. Hi, I'm Justin, and for the last 3 years, I've been a professional nodder, which basically means that my job is to be the person that stands behind politicians and nods in agreement with what they're saying. How I got into nodding, well, I've always had a knack for nodding, I guess. Even when I was a child, just sitting around the dinner table, I would often just nod to just the conversation as it was happening. And then in primary school, when the teacher was giving instructions, again, I would like to just show that I understood. And I was just at a local press conference one day, and the politician was there speaking, and I was literally just in the crowd, and I was nodding away, and someone came up to me afterwards and gave me the tap on the shoulder, and I've been nodding ever since. So this is the workplace. The first thing to remember when you enter the performance area is the old nodders mantra, which is you want to be seen but not noticed. You're part of the scene, but you are not seen, is another one that we use. So I'll just run you through some of the techniques that we use. So the basic one is we just sort of stand here, and when the politician says something that people might not agree with, but we want them to agree with it, we'll just nod to try and encourage the thought that maybe it's something that should be agreed with. So I'll give you that one. That's sort of like our bread and butter. That's just sort of, and it's important not to make direct eye contact with the camera. You just sort of want to be generally nodding like you're a member of the public, and you find that agreeable. Some of the harder ones to do are obviously sometimes the politicians will want to make a joke, and they're not very good at that, and so it's hard to put on a fake laugh if you're not a professional like us. So I'll just give you, this is not like a match condition performance, but I'll just give you a little, say the politician's made a joke, and you just do a bit of, maybe look to the side, do a bit of those ones, yeah. The key is really to just try and make it feel authentic and, candid, really. So like you're actually hearing it for the first time and, oh yeah, nodding away to that. When there's a big amount of money that's getting spent, that's when you give the bigger nods. Yeah, I mean, there are plenty of us floating around. So we've actually tried to get together a sort of committee, a sort of society of nodders. But it's been quite hard to get that up and running, because every time we take a vote on something, everyone nods. So it's just a habit, and that's not actually what we want to vote on. And so it's been a bit of a nightmare in that sense. But yeah, it's a lovely little community of noddies. Well, obviously the dream would be to nod for the Prime Minister. That's been at the top of the career goal for some time. I actually did get to nod for Hugh Grant once, but he was just on holiday in Spain, and I was on holiday in Spain, and I just sort of sat behind him in the restaurant, and when he said to someone that he liked the pasta, I just sort of went. So, that was just one for fun, You can't stop us nodding. We just love to do it. So yeah, the Prime Minister is the goal, but sometimes I watch those guys that are currently nodding for the Prime Minister, and I just think I'll never get to those heights. I'll never be as good as those people. But as the old nodding saying goes, just keep nodding along. Just keep plodding along.